Bonjour, ça va? Comment allez-vous? Nice to see you, nice. Pardon me? So hello and welcome to live stream. If this is the first time you've ever been on stream, then the way that you ask questions is not through YouTube but through Skype, and my Skype address is Lisa Cairns 12. So you need to have a Skype account, and then you need to log in and you can send me a friend request. And my address is Lisa Cairns 12. You can see it in the box below. I do these talks every Friday and Sunday at 6 p.m. French time. And if you want to join me for one of my events around the world, the next event I am doing is a retreat in Tiruvannamalai, India, the 13th to the 20th of January 2019. And then I'm doing open talks in India, the 6th to the 12th of January, that's in Tiruvannamalai. The 24th to the 30th of January, that's in Goa, and the 2nd to the 8th of February, and that's in Rishikesh. So you can come and join me for that. And today's talk is called Believing Attachment is Love. So what I'm going to do now, like I always do, is a bit of silent sitting before we start talking. Can't you just feel the intimacy from sitting in silence, like that beauty, like dripping off? It's so beautiful. I just have to let my dog in. Good morning. Oh, did you get shut out? Did you get shut out? Who shut you out? Who? Who shut you out? Who shut you out? Hey, Vicky. Boopy, boopy, boopy. Yeah, you're so sweet. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. You're so sweet. You're a good girl. Yes, you are. There's no treats here for you. No food. No food. No. Tiens. Bien. No food. She wants more food. She's had dinner. No more food for EE. So so maybe you're thinking that you're lacking something right now, and that you have to get to something right now in order to be free. And that's not the case. Everything about you is free. It's just this false... Sorry. This is going to be a gassy talk because I'm drinking a fizzy drink. This contains fizziness. Every time I drink the gold, I'm going to have a little bit of gas. I apologize. You'd think that I would be embarrassed and not drink the gas you drink. But I'm not embarrassed enough, obviously. I have to small the picture of me, otherwise I'll keep looking at it. So you think that you have to get something somewhere in order to be free. And this is the total misperception. You're free right now. There is freedom right now. You think that you're looking from behind your eyes and that you are a personality structure and you're the person that came into this room and that is going out tonight and has a life and has a job. But that's not who you actually are. Who you are is this presence and this empty looking, which is also nothing and everything. And it's appearing in the appearances. So you think you're limited and you're in here, but you're actually all appearances, which are nothing, appearing as everything. So not a thing appearing as everything. So traditionally in Advaita, that would be called, you would be call it consciousness. There'll be the nothing, the consciousness, the I am, the person, and then the world. And it's even more intimate than the idea of consciousness because you're actually the appearances. So it feels like you're looking from this angle, but actually you are everything that arises, and that is empty. Totally and utterly empty. But what's happened is that you've attached to the person and you believe you're someone moving in time, and you believe you have things and that you've got to do things and that you've got to get things in order to be happy, in order to be content. And you look for this freedom that is, this freedom that you are in things. In getting something, in completing something. Even here, the mind might be telling you that there is something else you need in order to be complete. And there is a belief in that, so your mind begins to imagine yourself moving through time and how it can achieve that. And it's doing it all the time. Even in all the conversations you have, you're trying to get to a better now. So if you're having a conversation in your head about how annoying someone is, it's an attempt to get to a better now. If you're having a conversation in your head about the computer you're going to buy, it's about trying to get to the better now. You have everything. You are everything. And it's heavenly, deeply relaxing. It's who you are. So what happens in us is that we're born free. We're this expansive beingness, this expansive vital aliveness. And there's no boundary between you and the world. So the baby doesn't think, oh, this is my hand and this is my edge. There is no difference to the baby between this hand and the world out there. There isn't time and distance and space. So when the baby's hand is touching the cot, the baby can't say, I am separate from the cot. It is everything that it's experiencing, that is being experienced. And the baby also doesn't have a center. It doesn't have this feeling like, I am in the body. I am Joseph. I am Joseph. And I am popular and I am likable. It just is. It's just alive and present and free. And then at some point, the baby forms a sense that it's the baby inside the body, and suddenly the baby is looking out from a position, but it's not that strong, so it's not really cut off from the love of who it is. But as the baby gets older, that sense of separation becomes stronger and stronger. And as the separation becomes stronger, the sense that there is a lack becomes stronger, because the love of who you are begins to get more and more veiled. You spend more time imagining about what you need. You need your teacher to be nice to you. You need your school friends to be nice to you. You need your mother to behave in a certain way, and your mind moans about your teacher, your mother, your work, and it looks for a way to get out of it, and it develops this thinking process of always trying to escape what it's doing. It's bored at school, it's uncomfortable, it doesn't like this, it likes that, it wants to play its toys. And in the beginning, it's not very big, so the child still has this sense of wonder and love for the world, this intimacy with what's happening. But this seeking energy becomes more, and by the time it's an adult, by the time it's in its 20s, it really believes its happiness is getting a good job, or getting a good education, a wife, a husband, having children, doing all these things in the future, or traveling the world, or becoming an artist, or rebelling against the world, or protesting against the world, or living on an island. And it believes that is when it will arrive, it will one day arrive. And then it gets to the 30s and it's like, God, I'm never going to arrive. And by this time it's got so many things to do. It's got kids, husband, life, job, career, so many things it's got to do. And then it's like, when the kids get older, or when I get more time, or when I get a pay rise, or when I can work less. And then it keeps going throughout your life. And what it does, and you can see it in humans, is it makes them more and more dead inside. So by the time people in their 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, they've not got that childlike wonder anymore. Not saying they should be jumping around in joy like a child, but they don't have wonder towards the world. They have a conception about what everything's going to be, and whether it's going to get them home. And they're always waiting to arrive home, and they become more and more disappointed through time. When am I going to arrive home? When am I going to get there? And they're always searching for love. And there's brief moments where they feel this love. When they're falling in love, maybe when they're making love, when they're doing something physical, when they get praised, when they do something really spectacular and get lots of praise, that seeking to be in another moment falls away. So when you're making love and you're really enjoying yourself, you completely forget about where you want to be, or where you've got to be, or all your job and your stresses and your pressure, and you're just totally present to what's happening. And then there becomes an addiction to that, an attachment to that game. So if it's making love, then there becomes an attachment to making love, or a person becomes attachment to it. And as soon as you attach to it, you begin to enjoy it less, because you stop seeing it fresh for what it is. You see it more as a means to get you home. And then you don't allow it to be whatever it is in the moment. You've got an idea of what you need and want it to be. And it could be other things. It could be creating art or doing something you love. So your whole life becomes about doing what you love. And if you can't do what you love, then there's something wrong. And life in other situations isn't good enough, where this is it. Your home is your presence. It's just in these activities, when you're doing them, you don't want to be somewhere else. So there is a settling back into who you are, a collapsing back into who you are. This is freedom. This is freedom, this recognition. But there is a strong impulse in the person to believe they are a separate entity, and then for that separate entity to always be daydreaming about getting to the past, getting to the future, or avoiding the past, or trying to get to the past and trying to avoid the future. And it's not going to work. Ce n'est pas. Ce ne peut pas work. I forgot what work is. It's not going to work. You are not going to arrive through seeking. You will just put more seeking and life will become more dead and uncomfortable. So then finally people are like, well, there's something wrong with me because I'm not happy. So then they go to therapy. And then it becomes about trying to psychologically get to be a perfect person and have perfect relationships and perfect dynamics. And then when I do this, I will arrive. And still you don't arrive after 20 years of therapy and going once a week and spending lots of money. It's still like, why don't I arrive? Why can't I arrive? Because you are the problem. The very belief that you've got to arrive is the problem. You are not going to make it. You're never going to make it. For you, it will be good and bad and right and wrong and up and down and left and right and night and day and happy, sad, angry, joyful. It will be round and round about. You're never going to arrive in life. Life is the answer. And life is right here, and who you are is life. You're not somebody in here looking at life. You are life. There is no time and space and distance. You think you're here looking and there's space and there's distance between you and the other object, but there is only looking, and looking is in the space, it's in the object, and it's you. There is no subject object. When you remember yourself, you see there is no subject object, and there is not a thing looking. You are all things and no one thing. And that's love, total and utter love, to see yourself as everything. It's not about behaving a certain way, although your behaviors will improve. You won't be as screwed up as you were, but it's not about that. The seeking habits will begin to collapse and they will change. You are free as this. This is love. This is everything you ever look for. All your imaginings about coming and going are just imagining. Have you ever not been here? Has it ever not been this? Has it ever been then? Has it ever been future? Only in your imagination. Ah, I've arrived at the future. But you're still here. It's just the scenery changed. Your memory's changed. But you're always here. You're always conscious and present to what's happening. And your consciousness isn't separate from all the appearances, and all the appearances are not a thing which appear as everything. Hi Bia, hi Karen, hi Isabel. Isabel says that I said Friday and Sunday. I meant Wednesday and Sunday if I said that I do talks every Friday and Sunday. Sometimes I get a little bit muddled. So thanks Isabel for reminding me. Hi Sam, Hi, Thomas. Hi, Dina. Yes, Karen, you can call in. Call away when you get this message. Exciting. Is Karen a female or a male or a they? It is unknown. Female, male, or they? Karen in English and German can be all of them, I think, well, in English. Hey, Karen.
Hi.
Hi, Karen.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, thanks.
Great.
Just let me make sure that I've got everything set in. Hang on, I don't think...
I can see you in a different space.
Yeah.
Kind of.
What do you mean?
You're talking about something else on YouTube than you do when I hear you. I don't know what happened.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Maybe okay. YouTube's behind. Maybe,
yeah.
Or something.
I think I paused it or something.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, so my video and this one won't be in time.
No.
So yeah, you have to listen to me and then you'll see a behind Lisa.
Right. I have a question for you.
Yes, Karen.
Yeah. It's about attachment.
Yeah.
It's about let's see.
And please take your time. You don't have to hurry in any way. If you're listening to the audio of YouTube, you might be getting confused.
Yeah. No, I'm getting emotional actually.
Oh, okay. I thought you were listening to the other one.
No, I'm not. Can you see me?
No, I can't see you, no.
Okay. It's about a relationship.
Yeah.
And I try to figure this out in so many ways because it's tense and it's hurtful and it's an important person in my life.
Yeah.
So, but have resistance towards me. And I try to see through this because I really want to see through it in a really profound way because it keeps coming back all the time. And I try to see his false self and I try to see his patterns. And I understand it's just patterns in him. I understand it's just a false self. So I understand it's nothing in him. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I also understand the same thing about me. It's just patterns reacting to his patterns. And it's a false that I identify myself with.
Yeah.
I still can't see through this because no, I can't see through this.
What do you want from him?
I don't want him to resist me.
Do you, in the sense you want him to love you, or?
I just want the resistance to go away.
In what way resist you? Romantically or friendship-wise?
No, it's a brother.
All right.
Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah.
Can you feel what I mean?
I don't know. I don't know.
No, I can't solve this problem on the outside.
Well, the concept that you want him to stop resisting you is quite an intense concept. Like that's quite. Is that really what you want? Because it's an intense way to phrase it.
Please help me out here. What else would I want?
To be friends, or to have love for each other, for your relationship to be easy. Like for him for you to say that you want him to stop resisting you, that's quite an intense thing for you to say.
Why is that?
It's it could be that, or you could examine if in that there's a part of you that wants him to resist you.
There is a part of me that wants him to resist me.
Yeah. Because for you to say that you want him to stop resisting you, it's like it's in your mind, that whole dynamic.
Yeah.
So sometimes we give energy to what we think we don't want, so we actually attract to us what we think we don't want, but it's actually what we want.
Exactly. And that's what I think is my pattern.
Do you feel like you're worthy of having a good relationship with him?
That's what I think. I don't believe so I've been writing down inferior self here.
Yeah.
Is that what you mean?
Yeah. Like, I don't know exactly what you mean by inferior self, but do you feel like you're worthy for him to love you? Do you feel worthy of love from him?
I guess not. He's my bigger brother, so he always been, I think we always have that kind of relationship with I'm inferior him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And you're asking for attention and he's resisting it.
Yeah.
It's very, it often is not something, I don't know if you've noticed in your life, is if people need or want your attention, it often makes you push them away. Have you noticed that?
Absolutely, yeah.
So it's not an attractive energy, neediness.
No, and I think I've been like that a lot before, but I changed so much that I don't think I have that. I think it sounds so stupid now when I say it because unconsciously, I guess I still do
Yeah.
have that energy.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like even in the fact that you want him to stop resisting you, it
Right.
puts you inferior in a way.
Right. That he has the power.
Yeah.
And I want him to change.
Yeah. And I think it'd be better if you focus more on, I want to feel love towards him and intimate towards him from your perspective,
Yes.
rather than admiration or needing him in
Yes.
any way.
Yes. I'm trying to, and also this love and intimate. You know, I understand I can't make him love me, or I can't make it an intimate relationship with him because it's two. It takes two to.
It takes two. And maybe his interest is elsewhere.
That's so painful.
That's the way I think it's not really what you want. I don't think that wanting your brother's attention is actually what you want. What you really want is love, and it's a habit to fixate on this. It's a habit. What you really want is love of who you are, and it's got nothing to do with your brother. It's just that you grew up with that energy, and you grew up with that being dangled in front of you, and you know that. And really, what you really want is just love of being, and then everything else is a blessing. Like it's I would just move your attention from that and move it on to something deeper, because in the way you're putting too much attention on it and you're sort of pushing him away through that.
Yeah. I can't see, I never had a personality type that I want attention or I want love, but I get strong reactions when people turn their back on me and dislike me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That I can't be included.
It's not what you want. It's not what you want to be included. It's just a habit. What you really want is freedom.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. Doesn't matter if you're included or not.
Yeah.
Like here you are. This is, you are.
What I really want is freedom from this issue. And I don't really want, I think I don't really want, I don't care if he loves me or not, or if he rejects me or not. I just want to get rid of this tension and this attachment to this subject.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I really want to see through this. It's, you know, this false self and these patterns. It's not who I am. It doesn't matter. So it will let go of me.
Yeah. You're allowed that.
What did you say?
You're allowed that.
Allow?
Allowed. You're allowed to be free of it.
Yeah. This is something I can do inside of me.
You got to see your attachment to that story, attachment to that dynamic, attachment to being a victim.
Yeah.
And see that it's not true, and see what you really want is presence, is right here, right now, this. Really know that this is what you want, this is home. That these things are temporary, they like you, they don't like you, you get high, you don't get high. While you're attached to any story, your mind will keep circulating on trying to maintain that story, keep that story, hold on to that story. But you have to see clearly what it is you want, because often what we want is what we think we don't want. We get confused and we're putting out there, like, I want him to stop resisting me, and it's almost as if you're saying, I want him to resist me. They're so close.
Yeah.
I want to be small to this. Like sometimes we want to stay in dynamics because we want something to do, we want something to think about. But it's like the mind needs something to seek for, it needs somewhere to go, because it's like, this is so boring, like this moment is so boring, I need something else. And there is nothing else you need. You don't need a drama, you don't need emotional high. All you need is what's happening, your bum on the seat, your feet on the ground, your hand touching the table, the light, the sound of my voice, because that's what's happening. I don't mean that the sound of my voice is always going to be there. Like this, what's actually happening? That's all you need, is this.
Yeah.
And the emotions come, so the emotion comes that wants to like sink its teeth into being rejected from your brother, or being left out, or being excluded, and it wants to sort it out, and it wants to get emotional about it, and it's seeing it's not true, it's not true. It's not devaluing what you think or feel, but I sense there is like a tendency to the addiction of the emotions and the juice in it, and the having a problem. You can have a life without a problem. You're allowed to have a life without a problem, but be careful how your mind is saying things like, I don't want him to resist me.
Right. And isn't that because I have an inferior self?
You have a fear of this moment for sure. A lot of people do, because here you don't exist.
I mean an inferior self.
Or inferior self, yeah. Yeah, it could be.
Is there something to do with this inferior self to get it in balance? Like give it love or something? I don't know. I'm not sure. I do have something that's being said in my head, but I'm saying I'm not sure because I'm not sure if it's appropriate that I say it. Go ahead.
I don't know if it's appropriate for me to say it. It's your journey.
No, I want you to say.
Trying to think of a way to say it that's it's about balance. Like a about attachment to emotions. So just examine those, like balance and attachment to emotions. You know, having emotions can give endorphins, and so they can be addictive as well. Do you know what I mean by that?
Yeah. And I'm just thinking about balance. I was, right before you said that, I was thinking maybe I take like the opposite. You know, what you can do with our personalities, you can take the opposite and give that some attention to get balance.
Yeah, that's something that you can do, is like saying the opposite to what you think and going more the opposite to what you would normally do. Like, so if you would normally hide yourself or like pushing yourself more.
Going into that feeling.
Yeah. And try to notice addiction to emotional cycles. Like, so examine that as well. Like, yeah, all types of emotions from joy to sadness to heartache, all of those release endorphins. And we can also get addicted to experiencing different types of emotions. It gives us something in time to look for, whereas really what you want is right here, right now. And it's not an easy thing to talk about. I don't know. I'm just saying what comes to me in this moment. So you have to explore it for yourself and see what works for you and see if what I say resonates in any way. I'm not saying that is the way it is or that that's what's right for you. I'm just exploring things with you.
Yeah, I think I understand. Before I call you, I wrote down, don't fix it.
Yeah.
Let it be.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we don't need to fix things in order to be happy. Although you can fix things, it's not saying you can't, but we don't need any of it. We don't need to have the perfect life, the perfect body, the perfect emotional state. It's here in this, it's in what's looking. It's in this presence of who you are. We can become so addicted to the self. In the experience, in the emotions. Like, who is it that's experiencing the emotions? Who is it that's thinking the thoughts and feeling the emotions? Sometimes it's appropriate to explore it, but who's experiencing it?
I have to tell you something. I was listening the other day to a talk of you and Julia, you know, probably. She was talking. It was so wonderful to hear. She said, it's not about me. It's not about me.
Yeah.
You know, it's so easy to think everything is about me.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, you just said before that you're everything.
Yeah.
And I am him as well.
Yeah.
As much.
Yeah.
And things are just happening.
Yeah.
Because of mind patterns.
Yeah. So notice that you're having an emotion now. What does that feel like?
That was a really hard question.
But notice how your mind wants to take you into the drama. Like, this isn't the same that I'm saying for everyone. Like, some people need to go into the drama and feel the feelings, but I'm just getting this feeling to say this to you. Like, like, notice that pull that wants to take you into a drama of disbalance. Like, that wants to take you into a pool of like being pulled down by that emotion when you thought about him or when you thought about the me wants to claim everything. Like, see how it wants to suck you into an emotional dance. It's like an attachment to the emotions. Emotions also produce endorphins. You can also be attached to having an emotional experience because it gives you something to do and something to work through and someone to help you and someone to fix you in a position and a role. And so for me, I'm just coming to say, who's experiencing that? Like, what is that appearing in?
Yeah. Yes, I can see that part of me in different situations, not only this one.
Yeah.
It's like a victim. Do you call it victim?
Yeah, victim, yeah. It's a very good role, the victim, because it means that it's always somebody else's fault. Very good. I used to be very good at being the victim.
Mm. And now you see it differently.
And now that energy is mostly gone, but I'm sure I can still sometimes play victim. I put my big eyes out when I want something. When I say big eyes, you can't see me, but when you're sad, your eyes get very big.
Yeah.
We're all players. Khaleesi does it too. She just did it to me before I started my stream. I gave her a very nice dinner, and she came in and gave me the big eyes as if I hadn't fed her enough, and so I fed her more.
Yeah.
It's attachment, so we can attach to anything, like even the emotions and emotional dramas we can attach to. It doesn't even need to be a job or a person or a situation. It can also be the emotional roller coaster, like going into big emotions and uncomfortable emotions. So I would just keep focusing on balance, and you can go to the more positive things, but every time you're going into an emotional disbalance or a story, pull yourself out of it, because it becomes a habit, and just see that who you are is this still present freedom, and there's nothing that you lack. You are everything.
Yeah, I get it so much when you say it now. It's like I can see this story.
Yeah.
This story is so tense, it's been going on for so long. So I can see that's a really good place to get energy from.
Yeah. It's like you've got to sort out your emotions, and like that's what your mind thinks, and it becomes like this internal drama of you and sorting out your emotions. There's lots of juice there. And there comes a point we have to examine them, we have to look at them, we have to separate from who we believe we were and see the bullshit of it. But there becomes a point where we just leave it alone as well.
That's where I am now, I think.
Yeah. And so
I tried the angles and everything.
Yeah.
And so I just leave it.
Yeah. And so you can use the positivity. So when you begin to go into an emotional drama, you can use a positivity, like a positive memory, a positive idea, a positive emotion to pull you out of it. Or you can just say, who is experiencing this? Like, who you are isn't sad now. Who you are isn't deprived or emotional. Who you are is free. It's everything that's experiencing itself as everything. It's life experiencing itself. It's the universe experiencing itself.
Yeah. And that story doesn't define who I am.
No.
And that I have to go back to every time I get sucked into it.
Yeah. There's all different types of personalities. So I see so many different types of personalities when I'm working with people. And I notice that there is one personality type that can be addicted to emotional states and movement of emotional states, not necessarily positive ones, but also negative ones as well.
Yeah. I can see that in me.
But also I have to say this as well, like take everything I say with a pinch of salt, because everything that I'm saying is just about opening up the doors to you looking at things from a different angle. It's not a fixed thing. It's not saying that is who you are or that's the truth. It's just suggestion. And if that works for you, then you can jump on it and use it. And if it doesn't, then you can chuck it away as well.
Sure. But I can feel that when it resonates or not.
Yeah. Nice. Thank you so much for calling in.
Thank you so much.
Sending you lots and lots of love.
I'll send you back.
Bye.
Lots of love. Bye.
Hey, Sam. Hi, Lisa. I'm sorry for the... Very quick typing. Hi, Sebastian. Hi, Lisa. Hi, dear Lisa. Yes, I am very dear. I have antlers and big eyes and brown fur. I know that you know about trauma therapy. What's your view on how to restore life force from traumatized individuals from an enlightened perspective? My will to live and act in the world is very weak. It depends, like every individual is different and responds to things differently, so it depends. But mine is always going into the body, seeing what's going on, understanding the thought processes at the base of the trauma, and then reconditioning it with a positive want. I want love, I want to feel safe, I want to feel included, I want to engage, that. And it's an effort to do. So like it's something that you have to practice. And this is a very human thing. This is not talking about non-duality. This isn't about you becoming enlightened. It's a human practice that you do to recondition that trauma. And then ultimately, the ultimate freedom is always seeing that that's not who you are. So I would also recommend listening to non-duality as well, seeing that's not who you are. Hello, William. I'd love to call in again. Let me know when. Okay, William, I just go through the rest of these questions and I come back to you. Hey, thanks again for your satsang. I admire your patience and loving tonicity in reminding us back home. Tonicity. Oh, I like that word. Tonicity. Thank you. Hi, Antonio. Hello, Lisa. I have a question for you, but my English is very, very bad to speak it. That sounds great. You can put it into Google Translate and send it to me, and I'll try my best to salvage it. Google Translate can destroy it sometimes. The question is, if I, with this mind, I invented this particular me, then this mind have to remove this invention about me. True? Anyway, I'm thinking that good have to approve me to awake. God have to approve me. Antonio Jesus. No, it's not Jesus. Jose. Antonio Jose. Antonio Jose. Antonio Jose. Very English way to say it. Antonio Jose. A lot of people think I'm Australian. I'm not actually Australian. If I did, I'd speak more like this. I'm actually from the United Kingdom. And I have a London accent, so I tend to overpronounce everything like this. Okay, sorry, back to the question. I invented this particular me. Who is the I that invented the me? Who is this I that invented the me? You're taking too much responsibility, Antonio. Too much responsibility. The illusion of you was created by God knows how, what. It was created. You could say it's created by everything, which is who you are, but that's not a particular thing that is doing it. So you could say you create it as everything, that you create it as everything, but that everything doesn't have a conscious will. It's creating and it creates a conscious will. It's just creating. But you are saying that you, this particular you created it, this particular you didn't create it, this particular you was created by that infinite source of everything. So it means that you have to remove it. In one way, it seems like there is a deconstruction of you by the you. So you investigate who you are. You investigate this subject, you investigate who you are, who you believe yourself to be, and there is a removal from you. But actually, as you begin to investigate you, that begins to collapse and you see that it was nobody's effort, that it was always just a happening, like the tree growing, the sun glowing. The tree growing, the sun beaming, glowing is too close to growing, and the sky being blue. That you was always a happening, and your will never actually really existed. It seemed like it existed. So the undoing of you is you and not you. It seems as if it's you, but it's not you. Then I invented my particular me and I invented God. No. You're taking too much credit. You're taking too much credit. You wanted to invent everything. You're like, I invented God. I invented my mind. I invented the toilet paper. I invented light. I invented the world. A lot of things you invented, Antonio. You is an invention by not a thing appearing as everything, by the source. You is an invention. You didn't invent everything. You're like, once there was a boy called Antonin, and he lived in a world that was a globe that floated around the sun, and other planets floated around with them, and the little one far, far away was called Pluto. And he had a life where he was Jose, Jesus in disguise, and he believed that he was the inventor of everything. And he worked a simple job as an accountant. And he had a wife with 3 children. So how did you do that? If you invented your life and you invented God and you invented all of this, how did you do it? Don't just say it if you just thinking that's the way it might have been. How are you doing it? How are you inventing you? How are you inventing your thought? How are you inventing your words? How are you inventing the way that you hear? How are you inventing your legs and your jeans and your jumper? It's all appearing from the source, but the source isn't consciously inventing, it's spontaneously inventing. It's free, it invents spontaneously, and that's who you are. But the source doesn't claim and say, I invented this. It just invents and gives. It gives and gives and gives endlessly. Okay. I get excited. You excited me, Antonio, Jose, with your name. If you've got any comeback on that, Antonio, please write back. If not, we're working on to Alyssa. Hi, Kevin. Nice to hear from you. Hi, Isabel. Hi, Dana. Hi, Lisa. Thank you very much for letting us ask questions. So just wondering, your input about to sum up briefly how to get over the most beautiful man. If it's not in my karma to be with him, then why can't I seem to move on? Things are getting better. He has been great for learning how to become free. I feel like he is my only and final desire, almost like if he was not part of my thoughts, I would blissfully float, if this makes sense. I have come to such peace with everything in my life, and I love even my own sorrow for not being with him. But thanks, Lisa. Hey, Dina. How to get over the most beautiful man. Well, I was trying to think of something funny. Okay, serious, Lisa. Serious hat on. It's just seeing that it's not him. You still are, whether he's there or not. And if you imagine him now, imagine him wanting you and you having him and you making love on a beach in Hawaii with the moonlight, silver rising, making your skin silver, and the waves, and dolphins jumping in the background, and birds gently flying in the sky. And you're making love and it's perfect and he does everything you want and you're in ecstasy and you're having tantric experiences. Imagine all of that. Imagine it so much as if it's like really happening to you, and realize that your heart begins to glow with love and you didn't even need him to be present. Everything is mind-made. You have everything in you. You don't need someone else. It's all illusion. Thank you very much. Vitro. Hello, how can I call? Lisa, thank you for helping us, and I have a question. I have been grown up from parents who took care comprehensively for every single thing, and being at the same time self-esteem and not self-esteem, I find now myself very confused. It seems like it's crazy state of mind, but it seems only I exist in my crazy state of mind. So what should I do to open this state of mind up, and at the same time what one can do to see actually the non-existing part of us is working personally? What can one do to calm the mind in order to bear the silence? Thank you. Sorry for all the questions. The thing is I can't tell you what to practically do, because it's your life and you have to find the practical solutions for your life. However, if you want to stop being a son, if you want to stop being a victim son, then no, I can't say it. If I say it, I'm giving you too much. You know, you've got to make up your own choices. But basically, while you stay somebody's son, you will stay the child. While you have parents around you all the time, you're going to stay the child all the time. If that makes sense. Try putting yourself, looking after someone younger than you, so you're the older one responsible. Like try looking after a dog for a couple of days or something, and you being the responsible one. That is just my advice, but really you have to make up your own mind. Just watch talks and, open yourself up to this subject and say what it is you want, that you want to be grown up and free and all of that. Hi Lisa, it's so nice how to come over the most beautiful man. Yeah. Awesome, much love. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Lisa. This is precious input for me. Mostly I stay stuck in my pain and miss the positive outlook. You like to tell me that, Sebastian. Hi, Beth. Hi, Edith. Listen again and again. Amazing how it works inside or outside. I don't know where. Nice, Edith. Okay. And best greetings, Dave. Hey, Dave. Nice to hear from you. Okay. There was somebody that wanted to talk, but I have to go for the toilet first. I will be back, William, and then we will talk. Okay, I'm back. Hello? He has left the building. William has left the building. Okay, William. We are moving on. Hi, Enzo. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Khaleesi. First time I see her on camera. She is beautiful. Yeah, she is beautiful. She's so sweet. And it's such a positive thing having an animal. Like it's really, it produces lots of positivity. Like it makes you walk, it makes you exercise, and she's so cute. Hi, Petro. Hi, Lisa. It's good to hear you again. I was hoping for your advice on a situation I'm facing. I'm leaving my current job due to someone abusing their power and making my situation at work difficult. I have a chance to leave a feedback and describe what happened in a written exit interview. Part of me wants to tell the truth, and part of me feels like I could harm the person that did me wrong, which I feel would be revengeful. I am not sure what is the right action here. Can you help me by sharing your opinion? I guess my issue is when is the right time to let go and when to stand up for yourself. Hi, Petro. You just know in your stomach, like it feels expansive and right. It feels like love. It is just known. And just go and ask yourself, what is it I want? Yes, you've told me this before. Hi, Thomas. Bonjour, Lisa. Bonsoir, Thomas. Comment allez-vous? Hi, peace and love. Is there any natural end for our stories or need any practice? You are free right now. Consciousness isn't identified with your story. Your story is appearing in consciousness. It's a story that you tell yourself that says that I am identified with consciousness, but actually your consciousness is free and expansive and it's never contained. It is everything. It is all things. There are things around you, right? So that means that consciousness cannot be contained inside your you. Consciousness is the things that are appearing. So that must mean that you are expanded and free and everything and nothing. You're infinite space and no space at all. But then the person says, that's me, I am conscious. But notice that there are all these things. There's the wall, the window, the computer, me, the sound of my voice. So who you are is huge, it's infinite. The experiencer isn't bound to that person that you believe is inside the body, because everything is appearing in consciousness and is consciousness. And that consciousness is nothing and everything. Thank you for your question. What is your name? Prem. Thank you, Prem. For the woman that needs to get over the man, this is from Sam. There is a beautiful song. It's called Amsterdam by Mongo's Hi-Fi. According to my conditioning, I will end up in a job that burdens and overwhelms me as it did the last years. How would you suggest to change this pattern? Can't imagine not to suffer. It's my core. It's what I deserve. No, it's not. It will be that way where you want it to be that way, Sebastian. I love you, baby. Do 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 do. Ya ba 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 bum 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 bum. I love you, baby. Do 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 do. You be do be do. Ya ba ba bum bum. Sorry guys if I was deafening you there with my singing. Singing was never my strong point. Well, that seems like all the questions tonight. So I think I shall disappear into the night and let you all go off to your evening activities. Thank you very much, and I love you very much, and I wish everybody everything. I wish you everything. And I shall see you Sunday. Bye guys.